Well, good morning from Glencoe Lochan, just down from the most beautiful glen in Scotland, Glencoe itself. And the reason I'm at Glencoe Lochan is today in this video I want to talk about an aspect of the area which makes it quite special for landscape photography, and that is reflections. Around the area there's plenty of pools with some beautiful stunning landscapes, and you can get some really good quality reflections when we've got a little bit of high pressure and there's no wind. So today what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to troll back through all my old videos and I'm going to pick you out my top 5. So come and join me and let's see the top 5 locations for reflections in Glencoe. So in at number 5 is Lochan Achtriochtan, just off the A82 there. And I filmed this location in the winter last year, so it was quite cold, so we've got a lot of frost and snow about. But it is a stunning location. Anybody driving up from Glasgow to Glencoe, you will see this. This is the kind of first loch you see at the top end. And if it's flat calm, it has some absolutely stunning reflections. I never think it really works when there's a bit of wind, and also we need a little bit of water in there, so if it's really low, then it doesn't work either. But as you'll see, there are some great shots when that weather is calm. So let's have a look at number 5, which is Lochan Achtriochtan. Okay, I've had a good wander around and I'm just trying to find a composition that's going to work. There is a few little islands in the middle of Loch Accolais, and I'm trying not to overlap those islands over the mountain or over the rocks, or sometimes they just form like a blocking barrier to the eye, and I kind of want my eye to make that journey through the shot and carry on to the mountain. So I don't want this sort of blocking island in the way. So I've actually spent quite a bit of time wandering backwards and forwards trying to find the right foreground and the right composition. And of course, why is the best composition always in the drink? So I'm good job I've got my wellies on, but this is just right. I'd like to have been on this boulder here, but it's just a bit too far over, and this way here is too far over, so of course the perfect position is right in the drink. Look, I've got my wellies on, but I might have some cold feet, but it's worth it. I've got these lovely boulders in this foreground, this one here. I'm very conscious of keeping a gap between the bottom of it and the left hand side, so these boulders are quite literally floating in the shot. If I put them close to the shot, then it just brings the eye down and really locks the eye off to the bottom of the frame and stops the eye making that journey up to the mountain in the distance there. So I'm going to have to focus stack here. I've just tried it, so I'm going to have to focus stack here. I'm going to shoot here, one onto this island up here, and I'm going to have to shoot one on the Black Mount itself, and that way that gives me that focus sharpness all the way through. Can you see what I mean about these little islands? There's one there, look, there's another one there. By getting my elevation, I've separated this island from the foreshore behind. There's a little clump of trees there which I've got to be careful of. So just make sure I've got a bit of separation. I won't go too high, because then I'm going to separate this boulder to that, and I'm going to have a large area of water in the middle. So it is just fine tuning it, getting it just right. And like I say, because my feet are in the water, I'm getting soaking. But what that's done is it's made this very heavy round this side, and the eye is very heavy on the left hand side, and then it just tracks up to the right hand side to the black mount there. That is going lovely and pink now, and I'm going to start getting a little bit excited because that is looking wonderful. So I think I'm going to take a couple of shots here, but that's the composition, and I hope it kind of works. Now I must confess that's not exactly the greatest reflection shot, so let me show you a shot I took about 15 years ago when I first got to Glencoe. Now, number 4 on this list is a beautiful location down Glencoe, and I've been down here a few times and it's just a stunning spot. And it's called Lochan Urr, which is about halfway down Glencoe, and it looks back over the Lagangarbh and the U-shaped valley with the 2 buckles either side. So it's a stunning shot, and in at number 4 is Lochan Urr. Okay, once you come down the track a little bit, you'll come to some rhododendron bushes. Walk on through. Now you've got a couple of options. You can turn right, and that'll get you through the bushes, and then you can see this little island in the middle of the Lochan, which makes a lovely reflection shot. I don't like it though because it overlaps the buckles, which I think is the main event for this shot. So for me, if I come to the Loch and turn left, you work your way around the shore, and then you're looking for some foreground interest just to give some depth and perspective to this shot. Now what I've done is you'll see the ripples here, so there's a little bit of wind, but not much, but these ripples are just sort of coming along a little bit. Now the problem with that is it don't give you quite a nice effect. You want that sort of perfect effect, don't you? So what I've done is I've popped on the filter, and I've put on a 6-stop filter here, and what that'll do is then it will slow that down and it will sharpen up these ripples for me. Okay, I think I've got a good composition, a bit of foreground interest, some lovely reflection of the Lagangarbh and the 2 buckles here, and then as we come up we've got the actual Lagangarbh and the 2 buckles there. There's a tad bit of light on the wee buckle there, so I'm just going to wait for a bit more light, and I think that's going to work really well. Okay, if this shot works, here it is. So in at number 3 is actually Glencoe Lochan here, where I'm standing this morning. And today it's not particularly great. There's a little bit of reflection, but the colours are not great, and we've got a little bit of overcast. But you can see the pap popping out there. So this is a great location if you can get the pap of Glencoe and some beautiful autumn colours in this shot. So this is my number 3rd spot, Glencoe Lochan. So I'm at the bottom of the loch in here and I'm standing on the dam, and I've got a really nice shot. I think it works really well. It is actually helped by the weather, the fact that the cloud is so low. I can't really see the mountains in the background. So you can see on the photograph here, because I've lost all these mountains in the top, it means it gives me that nice minimalist look, which I'm kind of looking for today. I've got this lovely reflection in the water. Everything's very vivid green this time of year. We're on the sort of, actually it was summer solstice yesterday, so everything's very vivid green this time of year, which sometimes works quite well. If you get a bit of colour from the rhododendrons or something like that, will help a little bit. But what I've got this lovely reflection, and the thing is reflections is you can put the horizon right in the middle, and you can see I've got my level on there and it's bang on, and you can see I've got it right in the middle there, and that's probably one of the only times you can really get away with putting that horizon in the middle. But it's giving me this lovely reflection. Now there's a little bit of wind about, not much, but there's a bit of wind about. I think this is a really good shot. It's really nice. The wind just dropped just right at the time that I needed it, and it's kind of worked out. Very minimalist, but I really love it. See what you think. I do also have a nice shot I took many years ago, and this is a stunning one from the pontoon, so it's a really nice reflection, so have a look at this. So before I get to my number 2 and number 1 spots, it'd just be quite nice for you to just go and give me a thumbs up. So just make sure you give me a thumbs up. It does make a big difference for my channel. And you can click on the subscribe as well if you're really liking what you're seeing. So you're all going to be wondering what's number 2 and what's number 1. A bit like the chart. But actually, number 2 is in fact Lochan Achtriochtan. And that is such a beautiful location, looking up the glen, and if you can get some beautiful reflections in some autumn colours, and if you're very lucky enough to have a bit of low cloud like I've got today, you can get some real magic there. The glen itself is such a stunning glen, and actually when you sit it here, it just makes you feel so tiny. It really does. The sort of imposing features of the Achtriochtan and the Lagangarbh here, it really puts you in perspective of how small we are compared to these massive rock. So yeah, it's really quite nice, and sometimes I just like to come to Achtriochtan and just sit there and just have a look at the beautiful surroundings here, because it is so immense. And we are so small figures compared to it. And occasionally you'll see a little character going across the Achtriochtan, and it's like little tiny little ant people going across. So it really does put you in perspective, really. So that brings me to my top reflection location in Glencoe, and this spot is just a great location. It has about 5 world-class compositions in the area, and this is one that really you don't see very often and kind of gets overlooked, but I just think it's so special. If you're lucky enough, really flat, calm, no wind, you get an absolutely magic spot of this iconic mountain of Glencoe with its beautiful little cottage there to give it some contrast. So this next location is Lagangarbh Cottage. Okay, so what I've done now is I've put on a 10-stop filter, and that is going to allow me to really slow down the sky and give me those soft clouds and the soft water as well. Remember, it's blue hour here, I'm really early in the morning, and that gives me this lovely blue effect on the shot. So here is the shot. Yeah, so just a wonderful location, isn't it? It's a brilliant spot. I think it's possibly one of my favourite of the Glen in total. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something there. If you do me a favour, write in the comments, do you agree with my list? Do you agree with my order? Just let me know. I love hearing from you guys. So don't just stick the thumbs up. Just go down and write some comments for me as well, because I really like to hear your views of what I've got. And if you know any other reflection locations in the Glen, that would be amazing for me. Anyways, at least what you can do is go down and click on that thumb there for me. It does make a massive difference to my channel, and if you really like my content, then do me a favour and go and click on that subscribe button, and you press on the bell and you'll get a notification every time I post. Well, hopefully I'll have a bit more time next time, and I've got a special announcement on my next video for somewhere I'm going, which is very special later on in the year, so I can't wait for that. So I'll see you in the next video. But all to say is thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.